I can't hear anything though.
No one's talking yet, Owen.
Oh, perfect. Thanks very much.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're just waiting with a couple of technical difficulties. We'll be ready to start the meeting in about 5 minutes. Good evening. I'd like to formally welcome everyone to tonight's council meeting for the election of the Mayor and Deputy Mayor. My name is Shane Walden. I am the CEO of Golden Plains Shire Council. In accordance with Council's governance rules, I will be temporary chairperson for the beginning of this meeting. Tonight, this council meeting, which is open to the public, is taking place at the council chambers of the Golden Plains Shire Council Civic Centre in Bannockburn. This meeting is being live streamed in accordance with Council's governance rules, and I welcome any viewers joining us online. As the meeting is open to the public, if the live stream ceases at any time, the meeting will continue. I'll now proceed with the acknowledgement of country. The Golden Plains Shire spans the traditional lands of the Wadawurrung and Eastern Maar people. Council acknowledges them as the traditional owners and custodians, and pays its respects to both Wadawurrung and Eastern Maar elders, past, present and emerging. Council extends that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are part of the Golden Plains Shire. We will now move to apologies and leave of absence. Are there any apologies for tonight? There are no apologies. I'll now proceed to conflict of interest. Are there any declarations of conflict of interest, noting that Section 7 of the Local Government in Governance and Integrity Regulations 2020 provides that the nomination or election of a Deputy Mayor or Mayor is exempt from a conflict of interest? I note there is no declaration of conflict of interest. We will now move to consider the formal agenda. First item of business is the determination of the length of term for the Mayor's role and, if identified, the Deputy Mayor's role. This is page 7 of the agenda. For the purpose of this report is for Council to determine the length for the Mayor and, if established, the Deputy Mayor. Under the Act, Council must determine whether the Mayor is to be elected for a 1-year or a 2-year term. Council's governance rules provide that that term for the Deputy Mayor is identical to the term of the Mayor. The recommendation is as follows: that Council notes that the term of Mayor and, if the position is established, Deputy Mayor for 2024-25 will be for a period of 1 year until the next scheduled council meeting for the mayoral elections in November 2025. Are there any questions? See, there are no questions. Do I have a mover for the recommendation? Councillor Phelan. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Cunningham. Are there any councillors who wish to speak against this motion? I see nobody wishing to speak against the motion. As there is no opposition, we'll move straight to a vote. All those in favour of the recommendation, if you can please raise your hands. Thank you. The motion is carried. We will now move to agenda item 4.2, the election of the Mayor. This is page 9 of the agenda. The election of the Mayor and Deputy Mayor is not and does not require a motion or resolution. It is an election process provided by the governance rules in accordance with the Act. The votes cast by each councillor are recorded in the minutes, regardless of a division being called, in accordance with Rule 65 of the governance rules. In accordance with Council's governance rules, all nominations for the position of Mayor were required to be submitted in writing by a date and time set by the CEO, which was the close of business Thursday the 14th of November. I will now read the names of councillors who have been nominated for the position of Mayor and ask if they accept the nomination. Nominations do not require a seconder. Councillors, once you accept your nomination, you are considered a candidate and will no longer be able to withdraw your candidature. Councillor Cunningham, do you accept the nomination?
I do accept the nomination.
Councillor Hayden, do you accept the nomination?
I do accept the nomination, thank you.
Each candidate may address council for up to 5 minutes about their candidacy as Mayor. No questions or debate will be permitted following the candidate speeches, except for the purposes of clarification. An alarm will sound at the 5-minute mark, at which point the candidate will be asked to conclude. Councillor Cunningham, would you like to speak?
Thank you. Good evening, fellow councillors. Tonight we gather to elect the position of Mayor for the first term of a newly elected council. The reality is this is going to be one of the most important decisions that we will be asked to make during the first term of council. Most previous first term councillors will state upon reflection that it took them a good 6 to 12 months following being elected to fully understand the role of being a councillor, the commitment, the gathering of knowledge and learnings required to perform their role to the fullest. Also lay upon that the mandatory induction training that we started yesterday, the first session out of 12. Having experienced council in the position of Mayor then allows for meetings to be chaired efficiently, required procedures followed, allowing for newly elected councillors to focus on required training and learning and understanding their roles, applicable council policies and procedures. Having served as a Mayor for 2 years allowed me to see and understand that the role is no longer a 2 to 3 day a week role, but a full-time role to ensure attendance at as many meetings, events and engagements as possible. Based on current remuneration of the mayoral position, there is also a strong belief in the community that this role is a full-time position. If I'm given the privilege and the honour of being elected to the position of Mayor tonight, I make a commitment to my fellow councillors, the organisation and most importantly the residents of the Golden Plains Shire to once again undertake this role in a full-time position. During my time as Mayor, I have built and established successful, beneficial relationships both internally with the CEO, executives, council officers and externally with applicable shareholders, importantly being apolitical, with politicians of both sides of politics of both state and federal. Being re-elected as Mayor for the first term of new council will allow me to continue to build on these relationships and to continue to advocate at both state and federal level on behalf of council and our communities regarding the many items, projects, grants and funding that are required, in particular to continue to advocate for the required infrastructure and services to service both current and proposed growth in our Shire. I look forward to serving for my fellow councillors during the next 4 years and if I am unsuccessful in my nomination to be elected Mayor, I will pledge my full support to the democratically elected Mayor and will always be available if required to assist with the transition of office. Thank you.
Councillor Cunningham. Councillor Hayden, would you like to speak?
Thank you. Yes, I would. Good evening, everyone. I stand before you today with a simple belief. The single most important quality of a great mayor is not just a strong leader, but a great listener who has the ability to unite our diverse team and fight for our community. As a qualified social worker, psychotherapist, mum to 5 and small business owner, I am a skilled listener, communicator and negotiator. I am putting my hand up because I want to unite our council and represent our community effectively and efficiently. As a professional public speaker and educator, speaking up for community is in my blood. Community work is at the forefront of my mindset. As a lifelong volunteer, I have fostered 55 children and adopted 2 through Intercountry. I have volunteered for the Red Cross, provided free counselling to refugees, and supported emergency services in providing psychological first aid for many, many years. This year I turned 50. In those 50 years, I have achieved many things, but I have so many more things to accomplish. One of them is continuing to give back to the community I love the most. I've dedicated most of my life to advocating for community, all whilst completing a double degree in nursing and midwifery and then going on to do another degree in social work. I believe that advocacy is one of the most important roles of a mayor. Through fostering 55 children and giving birth to 3, I've experienced the faults in our system firsthand. I've seen how ineffective both Liberal and Labor governments have been, and I have fought for them all. It is these very skills I want to bring to position as mayor to ensure that our community continues to get its fair share from all levels of government. We need better roads, more investment in infrastructure, and better funded services from our state and federal counterparts. Electing me as your mayor will put advocacy at the top of the agenda. I am not afraid to argue, but I believe in unity. The people of this Shire have voted for 7 people to represent them. They expect us to work together, and I would lean on every single person in this room to share their knowledge and expertise. The Shire have done incredible things in the past, but there are so many more things that can be done. If I am mayor, I will work on uniting this group and bringing up our community satisfaction rating. I will ensure every single voice in this room is heard and every single skill is utilised. I look around this room and see such a wealth of knowledge and experience from so many different backgrounds, and I am so excited to see 7 vastly different people of different ages and skill sets sitting together, representing so many across our beautiful Shire. Together, we can create a place where everybody thrives. I am here to listen, to lead, and make that vision a reality. I am new, but I believe I have what it takes to lead. And I agree the commitment is a full-time and a big one, and I am putting my hand up to say that this is what I will be doing. Thank you so much for your trust and your support in me. I look forward to moving together and let's move forward in unity together. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hayden. We will now move on to the voting, noting that under the Local Government Act 2020, a candidate must receive an absolute majority of votes to be elected. In our case, this is 4 votes. So I call for a show of hands for Councillor Cunningham as Mayor. 2 votes. I now call for a show of hands for Councillor Hayden in the position of Mayor. 5 votes. Congratulations, Mayor Hayden.
Well done.
Thank you.
Having put this back to the vote, I declare the chair. You, Councillor Hayden.
Sorry, you want me to go ahead and do
You have it.
acceptance speech?
You have 10 minutes
I
to
j-
give an acceptance speech.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. Whew. Wow. Good evening, everybody. Well, I stand before you tonight deeply humbled and profoundly grateful for the trust that you have placed in me to serve as Mayor for our council. This is a privilege I do not take lightly, and I pledge to serve our community with integrity, transparency, and unwavering dedication. Firstly, I want to thank all my fellow councillors for your confidence and trust. Each one of you brings unique insights, skills, and passions to this council, and I am eager to work closely with each and every one of you to achieve outcomes that truly benefit the people we serve. This role is not about me or one individual. It is about collaboration, teamwork, and a shared vision for our great community's future. To the outgoing Mayor Brett, thank you for your leadership, your dedication, and the hard work that you have invested in this role. Your contributions have laid a strong foundation for us to build upon, and I hope to continue the legacy of progress you have helped to establish. I also extend my gratitude to the council staff who work tirelessly behind the scenes to support our community and help bring our shared vision to life. Your expertise and dedication are invaluable, and I look forward to working alongside you in the months and years ahead. To our CEO, Shane, over the past few weeks you have been there answering my calls, returning my emails, ready to chat on the phone when needed, particularly over the last few days, and I am looking forward to building that relationship into the future. Thank you so much. As Mayor, my priority will be to ensure that every voice in our community is heard and respected. Whether you live in the heart of our town or in the most rural areas, your concerns, aspirations, and hopes matter. I am committed to fostering a spirit of openness and accountability, ensuring that we remain a council of the people and for the people. We have exciting opportunities ahead, and we also face challenges that require thoughtful, proactive, and united responses. Together, we will focus on creating sustainable growth, enhancing local infrastructure, supporting small businesses, and ensuring that our community remains vibrant, inclusive, and welcoming for all. I also want to acknowledge the incredible spirit of our community. It's the people who make our region so special. Your energy, resilience, and commitment to each other inspire me daily. This victory is not just mine, it belongs to all of us who believe in the promise of our community and the power of working together to create a brighter future. To those who voted for me, thank you for your support of me. To those who did not, I want you to know that I am committed to working with each and every one of you, and I look forward to your support. My mission is to ensure that every voice in our community is heard, that no one is left behind, and that we build a future where opportunity and equity are accessible to all. Together, we will tackle the issues that matter most to our residents and ensure Golden Plains is the best place to live and work. Thank you once again for this tremendous honour. I am truly so humbled. I look forward to working with all of you to build a stronger, brighter future for our community. To my family, you have been my rock throughout this journey. Thank you for your unwavering love and support and encouragement of me. Let tonight be a celebration of what lies ahead. This is a new chapter for all of us. Thank you for this incredible honour. Now, let's move together forward and get to work. Good night, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor Hayden. We're just going to take a small break.
Can you hear me? Good evening. Sorry, it's just being a little bit glitchy for me. I'm not sure whether it is for you as well. Is it possible if I nominate somebody to go to chair, Shane, just while my internet is playing up a little bit?
Sorry, is anyone talking? I'm unable to hear anything.
Everyone, apologies, we just had to take a short break. Just checking my microphone's on. Had to take a short break and apparently people didn't hear that we'd be adjourning and that we'd be turning the mics off. We've remade contact with the Mayor and we just need to adjourn for a short period longer and then we'll be right back. Thank you. Mayor could please check her emails and her team's messages. Thank you. Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that adjournment. We're just having some trouble communicating with the Mayor.
Sir Walden, I'd like to move a motion and I'd be happy to take the chair for the rest of the meeting until we can have our Mayor join us, if that's okay.
Cunningham has put forward a resolution that he take on the chairing role until we can contact the Mayor or complete the Deputy Mayor election, correct?
Thank you so much, Councillor Cunningham. I think that I've got that through to my email. I'm so sorry. Where I am in Ireland, it's not very good internet at the moment, but I've gotten that email that's been sent through to me and I thank you so much for that. And I'm ready to be able to take on and take over. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor Hayden. We're up to 4.3, position of Deputy Mayor. Over to you.
Thank you so much. The next item for council decision tonight is the establishment of the position of Deputy Mayor for the 2024-25 year. The Local Government Act 2020 provides that a council may establish an office of Deputy Mayor. The recommendation before you continues the current practice at Golden Plains, which is to establish a position of Deputy Mayor for the coming term. Recommendation that council determine to establish the position of Deputy Mayor for the coming term. Are there any questions? Do I have a mover of the recommendation? Do I have a seconder?
I'd like to move the motion.
Councillor Sharkey.
I would like to put forward the motion that Council determines not to elect a Deputy Mayor.
Do we have a seconder?
Yeah,
Councillor Glenn.
I second the motion.
Mayor Hayden, Councillor Glenn has confirmed he is seconding the motion.
Are there any councillors who wish to speak to the motion?
Yes, I have moved the motion, so I'd like to speak to the motion. Councillors, firstly, I'd like to express my disappointment that within 24 hours of a confidential email going out last week that where councillors put forward the nominations for Mayor and Deputy, that was the series of online debate. I'd like to put it publicly on the record that I did nominate for the role of Deputy Mayor and have since withdrawn that. I have always, as a previous Mayor, I went about introducing the role of Deputy Mayor as from a governance point of view, it is a role that is nice for the CEO to be able to lean on or to be able to go to somebody. But we also have to, under the Local Government Act, we have to look at this from the perspective of value for money, value for our communities, and knowing and appreciating that the amount of work that a deputy mayor does, in my personal opinion, and the opinion of many people, is that does not warrant an additional $20,000 in remuneration. So just to put 20,000, and particularly to the new councillors that are here, to put the $20,000 into perspective, that is the same sum of money that last year's budget attempted to withdraw from libraries in our community. So that meant that we were potentially reducing the hours of our library in Bannockburn and services around the wider community by a half a day a week. So $20,000 for a deputy mayor to turn up to a few events during the year, as opposed to be able to put $20,000 to our libraries, I cannot justify to ratepayers, especially after having just gone through an election process where many residents want to see value for their money. We talk about community satisfaction. This is where it is. This is the first meeting of this new council, and I firmly believe that we need to set the benchmark for the remaining amount of the term. I do believe, and if it is the decision of council not to nominate a deputy, I firmly believe that if someone was to take that role as deputy, there is enough remuneration in terms of allowances for travel, meals and all those things to help facilitate the role of deputy mayor. But after having gone through last year, the first year with no deputy mayor, I'm not aware, as a previous council, of one single instance where we were underrepresented at committees, meetings or whatever. I said last year that we as a group of several councillors should be able to share that role. So from my perspective, I'd like to see a deputy mayor role there from a governance point of view, but I cannot justify that is value for money.
Excuse me, Mayor, that is time.
Thank you for that, Councillor Sharkey. Councillor Glenn, would you like to speak to this?
Thank you, Mayor Hayden. Councillors, my thoughts very much echo Councillor Sharkey's from a value for money perspective. We, as a councillor group here, have an opportunity to support our mayor without a deputy mayor. Our council group includes 4 former mayors with a wealth of experience, and I think that in lieu of a deputy mayor, we can all chip in and do our part there. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Glenn. Anyone looking to speak against the motion?
Yeah, Hayden, we think you might be on mute.
Sorry, I think I just glitched again. So the motion before us is not to have a deputy mayor. I will put that to the vote. All those in favour of not having a deputy mayor, please raise your hand. All against, please raise your hand. Shane, can you please confirm the numbers?
7-0. Vote is carried.
Thank you. So now we can move on to item 4.4, the election of deputy mayor. So that's done. We can move on. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through. So we're now moving to agenda item 4.5, which is the oath or affirmation of office. The next item tonight is to receive the signed oath or affirmation taken by all councillors elected to the Golden Plains Shire Council following the 2024 councillor elections. Recommendation: that council receive the signed oath or affirmation taken by the councillors named below on Tuesday the 12th of November 2024. Councillor Lachlan Glenn, Councillor Sarah Hayden, Councillor Des Phelan, Councillor Brett Cunningham, Councillor Emma Robbins, Councillor Helena Kirby, Councillor Owen Sharkey. Are there any questions? Do I have a mover of the recommendation? Councillor Cunningham, thank you. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Phelan, Councillor Kirby. Are there any councillors who wish to speak against the motion? As there is no opposition, I'll go straight to vote. All those in favour? Thank you. Confirm the numbers. I think that was 7, is that right?
7-0, Mayor. Vote carried.
Thank you. We will now move to agenda item 4.6, the acknowledgement of former councillors. The final item of business tonight is to acknowledge and thank Les Rowe, Gavin Gamble, Clayton Whitfield and Ian Getsom for their service as councillors on the previous term of council. They dedicated their time and effort representing the interests of the community, reading lengthy reports, and as council making decisions that shape the towns and influence the lifestyles of the residents and businesses of the Golden Plains. Recommendation that Council acknowledge and thank Les Rowe, Gavin Gamble, Clayton Whitfield and Ian Getson for their service as councillors on the previous term of Council. Are there any questions? Do I have a mover of the recommendation? Councillor Glenn, thank you. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Sharkey, thank you. Are there any councillors who wish to speak against the motion? Thank you. The motion is carried unanimously.
Mayor Hayden, we need to take the vote.
All those in favour?
Do we get the opportunity to speak to that, or?
Yes, Councillor Sharkey. Do we have any speakers?
Councillor Glenn was the mover.
Councillor Glenn, would you like to speak?
No, thank you.
Do we have anyone else that would like to speak on the recommendation?
Yeah, I just having been a previous councillor and having worked alongside Councillor Rowe for 8 years and Councillor Gamble, Whitfield and Getson for 4 years. Full credit to each and one of them for contributing to the community. I'm sure I've been on the receiving end of many a debate with all 4 of those councillors and have been on the other end of in agreement with them. So I very much enjoyed my journey with all those councillors and thank you very much for their contribution to the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Sharkey. Any other speakers? Councillor Kirby.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, I'd just like to thank the other councillors for being part of our council for the last 4 years. As Councillor Sharkey said, we've had some good debates around the table. I have worked with Les for 8 years running, and I think that Councillor Whitfield, it's just a shame that he didn't put his hat back in the ring, because he did have a lot to offer around the table. And it's just sorry to see that none of the councillors, ex-councillors, are not in the offices tonight to hear this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Kirby. Okay, I'll now put the motion. All those in favour? And against? That looked like carried 7 from what I can see. Thank you. Looks like there is no further items of business tonight, so I declare the meeting closed, and let me just work out what time it is there. I apologise.
Mayor, if I can, it's 6:47.
Thank you so much.